Good day, fellow engineering students. I am John Paulo Alarilla and we will solve a problem focusing on the topic of depreciation, the sinking fund method. A little context, the sinking fund method generates profits to repay debt while setting aside a monetary value over some time. Thus, you can see in SFM word problems that it mentioned the interest rate and years before the end of its useful life because the owner will earn something with the strategy. Now that we're ready, here's our word problem for today. An engineer donated a small excavator worth 4 million pesos with a savage value of 20% of its first cost at the end of its life of 8 years. Find the book value of the excavator using the sinking fund method if the interest rate is 10% per annum after 5 years. Seems wordy, but don't worry, let's dissect each part to solve it. In solving this problem, we must remember these formulas based on the word problem. Don't be surprised when you see the formula of the compound amount factor. You can look back at the annuity module for its purpose, as well as the meaning of the variables below. Next is the cash flow diagram of our problem to make it easier to understand how the excavator will get the depreciation value that will lead us to the correct answer. The red text here refers to the year where the depreciation go up to 5 years, while the blue text represents the excavator end of life, which is 8 years. Now, let's list down the given values. The original cost here is 4 million pesos. As for salvage value, although not explicitly stated here, we can see that the amount is 20% of the original cost. Thus, we multiply 4 million pesos by 1/5, causing the salvage value to amount to 800,000 pesos. The useful life of the said excavator is 8 years, while the interest rate is 10% and we're not using variable R because the rate is per annum. And lastly, the number of years for depreciation we want is 5 years. And what we want to solve here is the book value for 5 years. To solve this, we must start solving at the annual cost of depreciation, then the depreciation value on the 5th year, and the book value of the said number of years. First is the variable D, where I annotated the formula I showed earlier to remember the process quickly. Variable lowercase d equals the difference between the original cost and the salvage value over the compound amount factor using the values of interest rate and the useful life duration, which results in a value of 279,820 pesos and 856 centavos. We want to record its intermediate value to keep the authenticity of our solution. Then we proceed to the variable d5, which is simply the product of variable d and compound amount factor that utilizes the values of interest rate and depreciation value we want to get, which is 5 years. Be careful in putting values as it may interchange the lowercase l and lowercase n variables. Otherwise, the depreciation value after 5 years is equals to 1,708,334 pesos and 3.09 cents. Lastly, to get the book value after 5 years, subtract the depreciation value we get earlier from the original cost. And finally, the book value amounts to 2,291,665 pesos and 691 centavos in 5 years. Hopefully, you learned something and remember, we can get there, engineers. Thank you for watching this video.